fight. Go.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So you would agree that they're equal in power,
I'm cool with that.
and would you agree that Saiyans get stronger as they fight?
I'm cool with that.
Okay, and we know that Cell has Saiyan cells.
hmm
Okay, so my argument is since they start out equal in power, as they fight, Cell would slowly become stronger and then eventually win the fight.
Okay. Can you really quantify his rate of growth per se? Because you're implying that at the start of the
I don't
fight.
think.
hmm Because
Can you tell me why
when
his
you're
rate of
saying
growth is
something like,
irrelevant?
why is it irrelevant?
Can you tell me why you believe it is?
Why I believe it is. I mean, you don't want to brought it up. Because you were saying that, well, in a fight, he would just outgrow him in a fight. I'm saying that you know the rate of growth for him to completely overcome him.
I'm telling you, since he has Saiyan cells, he would eventually get stronger to fight and win.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But I'm telling you, do you know the rate
hmm
of growth? Like, can you quantify the rate of growth?
And
Like,
I'm
at
asking
what
you,
point?
why is it important?
That's your claim.
No, my claim is he'll eventually get stronger and win. I
Yeah,
never put a timestamp
yeah.
on it.
I know that, but I'm telling you that you provide like evidence for it to be able to overcome.
And I provide the
Because I'm
evidence. Well,
cool
if
with
they
him being
start,
able to get stronger in a fight, but I
we
don't think
already
he's going to
established that
immediately
they
do it.
start out. Hold on. We already
hmm
established they start out equal in power. We already
hmm
established that Saiyans get stronger in fight. You agreed to all this, and we
hmm
know it's a fact. Trying to say otherwise is just being ratty that he has Saiyan cells. So therefore, as they fight, he will get stronger.
It
I
isn't
didn't put a time
ready.
frame on it. I
hmm
didn't put a time frame on it. You're the one asking. So if you're the one asking, then tell me why it's important.
Like what? Like the reason why I brought it up is because if fucking Dabura like spits on that nigga, there's nothing to say that he would just outgrow him in strength immediately. Like there's nothing to imply that. Because even though I
The
do
spit
agree
on
that
the
they're
fight
equal
is.
in power, because even though I do
Mm,
agree that they're equal in power, and that cells, Saiyan cells, can like cause him to grow stronger the more he fights, I don't think there's anything
mhm.
to prove that. Well, if the bro just spits on a nigga with like magic or something, he turns to stone. There's nothing
Mhm.
to really insinuate that he just instantly becomes powerful enough to just overcome him. That's why I'm asking you: can you really quantify the fucking like the time frame? Because that is important.
Well, first you need to prove how the spit would actually do anything against him.
Oh, okay, I'm cool with that. So even though both Dabura and Cell are stated equal in power, Goku believes that
hmm
with his magic, he just scales over. So I'm gonna just go and drop the manga panels for it. So this is stated right here that Cell, at least well, not Cell, Dabura, at least physically, in their first exchange, he says that they're about the same level. Then once he starts using magic, Goku says that he's tougher than he thought. So at least with magic, he believes that he's on a level above Cell.
Right. So we could argue the semantics of like how we perceive what Goku's saying, but that's why I just dropped the Daizenshuu statement right there because the Daizenshuu statement says that they're equal in power.
Yeah, they're equal in power,
So
but he's also equal in magic.
essentially that would mean now the power is literally the amalgamation of like everything of how strong they are
Based
in a
on
fight,
what? Based on
which
what?
would include their attack power, their AP or whatever the fuck you guys like calling it.
Mm-hmm.
So that like his whole like magic thing, that's literally just added on to the fact because in the Daizenshuu it says that, like with his magic they are equal in power.
That is not what the Daizenshuu says. It says on top of having a battle power equal to Cell's, he is also skilled in magic. It doesn't say that his skill makes him equal to Cell in battle power. Do you want me to read the thing for you, like straight on hand?
No, I see it.
Yeah. And then like you were making this claim that battle power is like a sum of everything that a fighter is capable of. Can you show me that? 'Cause you're saying that battle power will also like comprise of the magic he possesses. Can you like present that? Like what is the definition of battle power in Dragon Ball?
Let me think of a way to explain it
Okay.
because the way that it's always brought up is literally before they fight somebody like, oh, I sense his power, it's amazing, is all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But they're never like ooh, I sense his speed, ooh, I sense his ability to use this specific ability. It's literally I sense his power, which is why it's just an amalgamation of all the shit that they can do. Like his speed, his abilities, all of that is what sums up their power.
So when Goku is sensing Dabura's like quote unquote cell level power, he isn't using magic. He's using his straight up raw power and raw speed. But once he starts using magic, Goku's saying, "Oh shit, he's tougher than I thought." So Goku's
Right.
estimation
So
of
we can,
battle power wouldn't account for the magic, because why would he be surprised on that?
right. So even with that though, even with the whole magic, even if that slightly gets over him in power, it doesn't get through Cell's hacks. Because he has no showings with that magic of anything that would just take out Cell.
It doesn't matter if he has any showing. Wait, what? Can you prove
It
that?
100% does.
Okay, where's the showings?
There is none. He
No,
does
you're
nothing.
saying there is no
Has no
showings. Like
ability.
that's like
Exactly.
that's
He
an
has
unprovable
no
claim.
ability. He has no ability that he ever uses that would do anything to Cell.
Like that's okay. So that's unprovable claim because we
As
don't really know how his
how's it
magic.
not unprovable?
Because you're saying that he
He
has no.
uses magic in
Say
the
he
he
wait wait wait
uses
wait
magic
wait wait.
in the
wait,
fight
You
with
asked me a
Gohan.
question. You asked me a question. So you asked. So your question. Well, not your question. Your claim was, well, he doesn't have anything that can work on Cell. So the
Hmm.
issue is that you can't really prove that claim because we have nothing. Like we have no interaction between Cell and Dabura. At least that we know in this context, Goku says that this hacks puts him above Cell. So we can't say that this
So
hacks doesn't work.
we see him use magic in fights, and nothing that he uses would do anything to Cell. That's what I'm
Okay,
telling you.
okay, what's the magic that he uses in a fight?
Well, we already know
The
about the
insinuates is
spit.
below Cell.
We already know about the spit, which would do nothing to Cell. He uses
Okay,
some type
why?
of
Why?
fireball. He uses
Why?
some type of
Why?
fireball.
Why?
Because
Why?
why? Let me
Why?
fucking answer, dude. Chill out. Chill out. Because the stone spit isn't instantaneous. It's a slow fucking burn thing. He even spits on Gohan on his glove. Gohan just rips off the glove and he's chilling. If he
Okay,
spits anywhere
Gohan.
on
All right,
Cell,
that's
Cell
cool.
just has to get
Gohan.
rid of that limb and then it's over. He's chilling.
Mhm.
He fucking regenerates.
That's
So his
cool. All
stone
right,
spit
so
doesn't do jack.
okay, all right, that's cool. So Cell, so he spits on Dabura, who has no, not Dabura. He spits on Piccolo, who has regeneration. If Piccolo can cut off his head, he can regenerate, but he's not able to really think on time. So it's implied that he can still like hit
That's
people
because he
with
doesn't.
it.
Piccolo and Cell has a way higher fire IQ than Piccolo does.
Based, I mean, I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters. It's just the fact that
It
the
does matter.
reaction. It doesn't matter. It's just that based on the reaction of people,
It
if
does
he spits
matter.
on them, because if he spits on those people, they just would not be able to fucking
Hmm.
react to it. The only reason why Gohan is able to react to it because it just stated he's faster and stronger than Gohan. Simple. Well, no, not faster and stronger. It just state. Actually, no, that's the anime. Never mind. When did I use it?
Okay, well,
So
if
Gohan,
he's
so
stated
Gohan and Dabura
so,
on the same level.
are we gonna say
So
that
Gohan
Cell
and
isn't
Dabura on the same
faster and
level.
stronger than Piccolo?
No, that was an anime only game. That's an anime only guide. So I'm not gonna use that. So at least for the context of the manga, they're both on the same level. So that's why Gohan should be able to react to it. But you can't tell me that that scales back to Cell because Gohan doesn't scale this. Well, I mean, you haven't displayed anything to scale like Cell to that Gohan.
Okay, particularly with that Hack's ability, I mean, it just does what it does. You spit on him, it turns him to stone. I don't feel like the power thing is really relevant, but even if it is relevant, there is evidence showing that he's holding back when he's fighting Gohan anyway.
Okay, that just works for me then. So the holding back
No, it doesn't
Dabura
work.
as so
It
the
doesn't
holding
work
back
for
Dabura.
you.
No,
It
no, no,
doesn't
no.
work for
All
you
right.
because the Daizenshu still states that they're relative in power, and that's my whole argument.
No, no.
That's
All
the
right.
basis of
So
my argument.
okay, then they. So what you're saying is that well, the fight. So when he's fighting Gohan, he's holding back. But when then Goku is seeing this Dabura who's holding back, he says that this is a
Hmm.
power that's tougher than he initially thought, which is Cell level. So either the
No,
Daizenshu is saying that's impressive. Wait, wait,
Gohan's
wait. Let me
weaker.
talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Because when you're saying
Hmm.
something like that, that's implying that either A, the Daizenshu is just saying that well, the Bora is like a suppressed Bora is relative.
It's not. You cut
Oh
out.
shit,
Are
my
you
bad.
still
My bad. I
talking,
got
or
a
did
call.
you cut out?
Yeah, I had a call. So, anyways, so when you're saying that, well, he's holding it back against Gohan. So
Hmm.
even if you were to say he was holding back against Gohan, Goku still makes the statement that, well, this level of power, quote unquote, suppress Dabura, is above Cell. The reason why is because he says he's tougher than I thought. Initially,
He
Dabura
says that
says that,
they're the same, and then he uses the magic, and then that's when he says he's tougher than I thought.
yes,
And like I
so
said,
it
the
still
only
works for me.
magic
It
he
still works
ever
for me.
shows that would the only magic that he ever shows that would maybe even be an issue for Cell is the stone spit. But a weakened Gohan does away with the stone spit easily. We already know Gohan's weaker in that fight than he is with Cell. Their scans have
Uh,
showed if you disagree.
So
Do you disagree?
Gohan throws off a piece of his glove to react
Hold
to
on.
it. I mean,
Do you
mhm.
disagree that Gohan's weaker in that fight with Dabura than when he fought Cell?
Do I think he's weaker than when he fought Cell?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So if
I don't think he's
basically what
weaker
I'm
than
saying,
Cell.
if a weaker Gohan, if
No,
he is weaker,
I don't think that Gohan is weaker than Cell. I don't think that Gohan is weaker than Cell.
okay. How am I gonna
Okay.
phrase this? No, let me think. Trying to think of a. Okay, so once Gohan I'm sorry, once Cell blew himself up, he got that Zenkai boost, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever he fought Gohan, Gohan needed like some celestial help from his father to actually beat him with that Kamehameha. So he didn't beat him on his own. So he was already weaker than Cell in that moment when Cell came back. This is the Cell we're talking about, the super perfect Cell. So he is weaker because he's weaker than he was then whenever he needed the help to beat Cell, and he's weaker than that version now whenever he's fighting Dabura.
Oh, can you repeat that? Sorry, are you trying to say that are you trying to say that Cell scales over Gohan per se? Like
Saying
which
super
Gohan?
perfect Cell. Whenever he
Yeah,
came,
like which
whenever
Gohan are you saying that Super Perfect Cell scales over?
the Gohan that fought him.
I mean, I don't think that matters though, because the reason why is
It
that
does matter
Gohan.
because
The
it
reason
does
why it
matter.
doesn't
Now,
matter.
hold
The
on,
reason why it
hold
doesn't
on,
matter.
hold on. You just said some crazy shit. The
No,
reason why
I'd
that
never say
matters
anything.
is
I'm just
because
asking you a question. I'm asking you a question.
earlier you said that Gohan is does not scale below Cell in this fight with Dabura, and I'm telling you that's why he does, because he needed assistance to beat Cell at that point, and he's weaker now when he fights Dabura than he was at that point.
Hmm.
So he
All right,
does.
so
That's
I'm
why
gonna just
if
drop the statement.
anything,
I'm gonna
if
drop the statement.
Gohan can dismiss anything
Hmm.
that the board does, Cell would also easily be able to dismiss that.
Okay, all right. Let me go and drop these statements real quick. So, so the reason why I said I don't think Gohan is weaker than Cell is because. So here you go. So this goes in line with the statement that the Bora is equal to Cell in battle power, and
Let me see it.
Gohan can contend. Like, well, let me talk. So Gohan can't contend him. Then there's also another statement that just says that shit.
So
I keep getting phone calls. My bad. So it states
put your
that
shit on Do Not
Bora.
Disturb, Brody.
All right. So let me go and I have my shit on do not disturb. I don't know why everyone keeps fucking calling me, but so you have the statement that the Bora is equal to Cell in battle power, and Gohan is relative to him. But then you also have the statement from the Daizenshu that just says that Gohan's power hasn't changed since he was a boy.
Literally in this scan that you're showing
That's
right
straight.
here, Vegeta and Goku are saying he still shouldn't have this much trouble with him. Pathetic. Gohan was stronger when he was a kid, and then Goku says, "Yeah, he really has been slacking."
Yeah, that's based on the rage amp that he gets to kill Cell, which scales
Right,
over
but
Cell. Because I
it's
mean, you want
scared.
me to
It's
show
scared.
you that?
It's scaled over the Cell before he blew up and got the Zenkai boost.
No, I'm talking about the Cell. So you know, Gohan was rage boosted when he fought, like when he fired that Kamehameha at Cell, right? Like that's the
Right,
power that I'm
and
referring
well,
to.
whenever he's fighting with Dabura, he's not rage boosted, and
Okay,
he's
that's
still
cool.
easily doing
So
away with Dabura's
yeah, so
abilities.
they're saying
So
yeah,
that
so they're
doesn't help
saying
your
that
argument.
Gohan. So what they're saying is that Gohan doesn't possess that same level of power he used to kill Cell. That power just blatantly overpowers Cell, so it doesn't scale anywhere.
Hold on, I can show you this scan right here.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me scroll through. It might take me a second to find it.
Actually, I mean, let me show Chrome the scan because he's not too familiar with it. So
I know this scan looks a little weird. I got it from Smurf. If you want to question the validity of it.
validity, yeah, just dropping in evidence.
But right here, you'll see Gohan, like his dad saying, "Get angry, do what you did." Like basically, do what you did back then when you beat Cell, and Gohan saying, "I can't do it, no matter how I try." Or actually, I'm pretty sure he's saying, "I am angry, I just can't get that strong." Yeah, he is. I am angry, but still, I can't be the way I was then.
So you hear the emphasis, like the emphasis on the power to defeat Cell, right? That you remember all the power that you brought up to fight Cell, like to
What do
kill
you?
him.
What are you
That's
saying?
in Yeah, so that's in reference to Gohan getting rage amped by the Kamehameha. I can show you the scans of like Gohan just blatantly overpowering Cell when he
I
gets
feel like
rage.
some shit. I feel like hold on. Let's dial it back because I feel like some shit's getting lost in translation here.
Okay, go
What
ahead.
I'm
It's
saying.
confusing.
What I'm saying is these abilities, that stone ability in particular that he's using against Gohan, Gohan is doing away with them.
Mhm.
And it's shown, proven, there's statements that Gohan is weaker than the version that he was when he fought Cell.
Yeah, and
So
you're trying to
therefore,
prove that.
if
So you're saying that
the weaker
Gohan.
Gohan, if the weaker Gohan can
Mhm.
dismiss these abilities, then Cell should have no issue.
Okay, why is Gohan?
My argument
Mhm.
for why Gohan's scaled below Cell, and you didn't disagree, you had no contention and all for it when I
I'm
said
disagreeing
this.
with it right now. That's the whole point. So when you're saying that it's a weaker Gohan, I'm saying where does this weaker Gohan
Mm-hmm.
scale per se? And you're saying Super Perfect Cell scales over him by using the
Mm-hmm.
Kamehameha statement. That's why I'm saying that only refers to the Kamehameha, which Cell doesn't scale to. So then this weakened Gohan, you can't scale him below Cell.
No, I'm saying so
That's what I'm trying to do.
the cell that Gohan beat whenever he was rage amped, he scales over that version while rage amped.
Yeah, which
Then
Gohan per se?
after
Are you talking
cell,
about regular Gohan, or are you talking
I'm
about the
talking
Gohan
about
with
the
the Kamehameha?
I'm talking about Gohan that was Super Saiyan 2 whenever he first fucked up Cell, right?
No,
And then
that's not the Gohan that's being
Cell blew.
referenced. That
Well,
isn't
that's
Gohan
the
that's
most
being
powerful
referenced.
version within this
That
timeline. That
isn't
is
the most
literally
powerful version of
rage
Gohan.
amp. Before this, like during this fight, you're gonna sit here and tell me that Rage Amp Super Saiyan 2 like fucking preteen, whatever the fuck version of that Gohan was not the most powerful.
So the reason why I'm saying that Gohan specifically isn't the most powerful is because when Gohan is using the Kamehameha, it's stated that he's not only getting buff from Goku, he's getting buff with even more anger. So that was scaled over the previous Gohan because he's getting anger amped in like other amps absurdly higher than his normal self,
That wouldn't
which
scale over.
Cell doesn't scale to.
That would not scale over because he literally needed that help from his dad to
Okay, that's
use that
cool.
final
That's cool.
Kamehameha.
That's cool.
He needed, with all those buffs you're talking about, he
That's
still needed
cool.
the added help from his dad to scale over Super Perfect Cell to beat him.
That's
Now
cool.
he's weaker. Now in this version, even with his rage amp, he's saying that he is
Mhm.
angry, but he just can't be the way he was back then.
Yes, that's in reference to the amp I'm talking about.
He's weaker than
That's
that
in
version.
reference to the amps I'm
He's
talking about. You're
bro, look,
repeating yourself. You're repeating
I'm
yourself.
repeating myself because you're literally like you're just not like you're not getting it, bro.
You're repeating yourself because you don't understand, but you're not understanding what you're saying. So you're saying that Gohan doesn't possess.
I
Wait, all right,
110% understand what
Let
I'm
me.
saying.
So
What are you talking
all
about?
right. So let me go ahead and let's go over everything that was said. So you're saying that Gohan, when he needed help to defeat Cell, he no longer possesses that same level of anger. That power that he needed to use Cell is the power that he's talking about in question, because that power is fueled by his anger. That's the Gohan that we're talking about, which Cell doesn't scale to. Because once Gohan goes ooh, 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 angry, Cell fucking dies.
No, I'm telling you that he scales over that after he died and
He scales
he came
over it.
back.
Okay,
Yeah,
show to me
bitch,
that
because he
Cell scales
came
over that
back
angry
and he
Gohan with
got the
black.
fucking.
Show
You
me when
literally
Gohan
agreed
is
with me on
angry.
this shit,
Show
bitch.
me the
You
scan where
literally
Gohan is
fucking.
angry with the fucking Kamehameha itself scales over. Show
I
me that.
need to show you
Show
the
me
fucking
that. Show
scan
me
of
that.
the father
Show me
son
that.
Kamehameha?
Show me that.
I need to show you the
Show me he
scan where he
scales over the
needed.
father son Kamehameha.
Really?
Show
All
it to
right,
me.
bitch.
Show it to me. Show me he scales over the father son Kamehameha. Show it to me.
Someone find me the fucking father son Kamehameha scene in the fucking
Okay, all right, I
manga.
give it to you. Okay, I give it to you. Give it to you right here. It's chapter 222. Okay, let me go ahead and drop this shit. And then I'm gonna give you the guide statement that go along with it from the Daizenshuu as well. So Shit, my fucking laptop's getting a little laggy. Shit. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna take years. I literally cannot get this scan the way I use it. The website I use is going slow as fuck.
Use Manga. I'm using it right now. And then
Manga
I'm
what?
just use the mangac.com. That's where I get my scans from.
Manga
This
C
chapter
or seed?
222, by the way.
Seed? Like
Manga
SEED?
Yeah, I was like, just like send a link to general so we can just click on it.
Also, wait, Clown, what chapter is it? I might be able to find it for you.
It's DBZ chapter 222.
Yeah, just type that in my shit
Okay.
and it said the domain didn't exist.
Chapter.
Because I already dropped the beam struggle. Shit.
All right, so this is you dropped it. That's all I needed.
Yeah. So this is him saying you haven't used all your power. Let it rip. And then once Gohan starts unleashing even more of his anger, it says now. And then once he starts to use all of the anger that he can completely possess, it completely fires back at Cell. And that goes in support with the guy's statement saying that the greatest and most powerful Kamehameha, produced from the power of Gohan's anger and the power of Goku, who had died and gone to the afterlife.
Right, and with the power of Goku, though. What I'm telling you is that without Goku, over Cell. And Goku's literally right there helping him.
Goku amping. I don't think Goku's actually amping Cell. The reason why I say that is because this Goku right here is in base. It wouldn't
Hold on, that's your interpretation. So we'll leave that to the judges. I understand what you're saying. That you don't think he's helping. That's your interpretation of the scene. I'm fine to leave that to the judges.
Yeah, like Chrome doesn't actually know about this, so he can't really have his opinion on it. So. Because this is essentially your claim, because you're saying that he's being powered by it too.
Yeah, and so Chrome may not know about it, but what's his name? Nightflame does. So if Nightflame disagrees, that's okay. I'm fine with the judges.
Yeah,
okay. I've heard enough. Because I feel like this is up to.
I've heard enough to come
interpretation when it comes to that.
I've heard enough to come.
We're not done yet at all.
Yeah, we're not done
on this point, like on this little area. Yeah.
So, you want to?
I want to summarize that point. All right. My point here is that without Goku's help, doing that Kamehameha on Cell, that he wouldn't have killed Cell with it. That's literally my entire point.
But my interpretation is that Gohan isn't actually getting amped by Gohan. So Goku isn't actually amping Gohan. The reason for why my rationale for it is because in this scene, Goku is shown in base doing it. So if he was actually trying to help Gohan absolutely win, he would actually go to his full power. That's why I think that in terms of the power of Goku is more so the power of encouragement, which is supported by another guide. I need to go and find it actually. So I need to actually fucking find that shit.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, regardless if it's in base, he's still getting his power, the extra power from his father, which is what's putting him over the edge.
No, what I'm saying is that he isn't. So I'm not saying.
Plus,
my rationale,
for
why he's in base is that he's not actually there giving Gohan energy. It's more so he's giving him the words of encouragement.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get your point. I believe that he is actually giving Gohan energy. So we're going to disagree on that. That's why I said we'll just leave that up to the judges.
I mean, if you want to. I mean, I don't care. I don't think I need this point. So, anything else?
Yeah, so essentially, with that, I don't believe that there is any ability that Dabura shows using his magic that can get over on Cell.
We already talked about that.
So essentially, what happens is long term, since androids don't get fatigued, he would just win a battle of attrition as he gets stronger over time from his Saiyan cells.
Right,
and that's the reason. And because he's an android and they don't get fatigued, that's the reason why whenever you ask for that calc on how long technically would it take, that's why I think it's irrelevant, because the fact that he won't get fatigued, he can fight for as long as he fucking needs to with a guy who's relative to him that has no abilities that can take him, eventually become stronger and whop him.
Okay, so two issues. So stamina isn't rate of growth. So your rate of growth and your stamina doesn't have to be synonymous, but I'm not even going to go hammer on that. So you said that can't get my words out. So you're saying that Cell has infinite stamina, correct?
saying they don't get fatigued.
You don't get fatigued. All right. So he has basically endless stamina to where you can't get fatigued. Basically same shit. So where is that stated or where's that implied?
I gotta scan.
Mm-hmm.
It's a earlier fight whenever they first start fighting the androids.
Mm-hmm.
It's with the dude the dude who like sucks away fucking powers. And he's
You're
like,
kind of
he's an
getting
android.
choppy. Kind of getting choppy.
Am I good?
You sound good now.
So he's fighting. He's like, he's an android. He doesn't feel any pain or fatigue.
Mm-hmm. That's Android 19. Why does that apply to Cell?
Because he's an android.
Do you think all androids are comprised of the same thing? Like they're all machines of like the engine, the infinite energy engine? Because if so, you have to present that.
The statement literally just says he's an android. It doesn't say he's android. What'd you say he was? 18, 19, whatever.
Yeah. So
What'd you say? It doesn't say he's android number whatever. So therefore he doesn't feel pain or get fatigued. The statement is he's an android, so he doesn't feel
he's
pain
Android.
or get fatigued.
So he's Android 19. So why does that apply to Android 20? Because not Android 20 Cell. Because at this context and at this point of view, at this point in the story, they have no knowledge of 17 or 18 or Cell. So why does that apply to all of them? Because saying, well, he's just an android isn't enough evidence.
The statement says it doesn't do particulars on which android they're fighting. It literally says he's an android.
The android is 19.
Pain or get fatigued.
The android is 19.
Right. The android is 19, and Cell, the guy who made all the androids, Cell was his fucking magnum opus.
Okay. What does that mean that he gave him the same thing? Because so your argument comes down to
because he literally has given it to every fucking other android. Every android they.
So you're saying he gave the infinite energy to every android, but you haven't presented that. Your argument for why they have infinite energy is because Android 19 is stated to be an android, and he has infinite energy. Therefore, he should also have it because he's an android. That's circular argument. Can you present the evidence that Cell also has it?
I'm telling you, every android they fight up to that fucking point shows to have the same ability.
Based where? Because when they're fighting against 18 and Android 17, 18, it stated that they're purely the only androids that have like infinite energy. So they're built different from 19 and 20. And Cell, we have no way of proving that he also possesses.
That's literally what they mean by fatigue.
If anything, I have a statement that implies he doesn't have the infinite energy. Are you cool with that?
That's literally fatigue. What is like if you run out of energy? What are you? You're fatigued.
Mm-hmm. So
it's
17
literally
and 18,
saying it right here.
Yeah,
he doesn't get fatigued. They don't. 17, 18 don't get fatigued.
We don't know the same thing.
None of them go fatigued. They literally none of them go fatigued. And
actually,
essentially, what you're saying right now is that he gave all of these previous androids, who literally exist, like Android 19 and 18, their whole point for existing is to be absorbed by Cell, so Cell can get their fucking power and become super perfect Cell or whatever the fuck perfect Cell.
Okay,
you're saying that after he absorbs them and gets their power, he is no longer fatigued. On top of the fact that he would give the ability to all the androids to not get fatigued, but he just wouldn't give it to his masterpiece. That makes zero fucking sense.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense to your logic.
No, it doesn't make sense
because I don't think it makes sense at all. Because what you're saying is that it has to be this way, but you haven't presented evidence as to why he has it. Because has Cell ever been shown not being fatigued?
Even if you don't believe that it's built into him, like if you want to have that argument where it's like it's just built into base Cell, he literally fucking absorbs the androids and takes their fucking powers, and that's what makes them fucking stronger. And what are their powers? We just talked about the bitch. It's the fact that one of their powers is they don't get fatigued, they don't lose energy.
That's not their power, that's their stamina. Because if he's absorbing them to get stronger, it just means that he has their strength he only adds their strength onto his own. That doesn't mean that the infinite energy generator has any influence over that. It doesn't have to.
Prove it doesn't.
You know what? I don't even know why I'm beating around the bush. I'm gonna just grab that fucking statement. I didn't want to use it on you.
Go for it.
All right. So
is this statement gonna prove that him absorbing them makes it to where he doesn't have the infinite fucking energy?
Mm-hmm. You just grab that motherfucker. Oh shit! That is wrong scan. Okay. Yeah, that's the wrong one. I'm gonna grab that. I already know where it's at. Yeah, I got that motherfucker.
What you looking for? Oh, you said
No, I was just trying to find statement. I just didn't know where to look at it first, so. So I'm gonna use this guide from called Manga Legendario. So it's in Spanish only, but I got the translation for it. So drop it right here, and I'm gonna drop another statement that kind of goes along with it. So. Should take it a little minute to save. Just give me a minute. All right, so I'm gonna drop this one, and I'm just gonna drop this one. So one statement just says that he needs to like reciprocate the lost energy he had to grow it back, and let me just get the translation for this one.
All right.
Yeah, oh, I got it just a fucking document full of Spanish shit, so I gotta make sure it's the right one. And then you also have this one too. So I'm gonna use the one more, like the second one's more elaborate. So Cell protects itself against a power attack by Goku with beams of energy, raising a barrier. Unlike androids with unlimited energy, Cells decrease like that of a normal fighters by suffering damage. Goku's attack is devastating. So this statement is just saying that, well, even though he absorbed 17 and 18, and even copied their abilities, he does not possess their unlimited energy. And then the first scan just says that because he regenerates, he loses a large amount of energy that needs to be recovered.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the first one. I'll get to that. I don't think that means shit. But let me read the second one.
Mm-hmm. You want me to pull like the actual like the Spanish translation so you can like verify it? Like even like raw translations would just give you something similar.
Okay, so essentially, what both of these statements are saying that whenever he suffers damage, he loses energy. But since we know that he can regenerate, comes back.
Mm-hmm. No, but this is in reference to the barrier though, because it's showing the barrier and it's saying Cell protects itself against a powerful attack. So it's saying that well, because of the because he doesn't have
he
the
uses the
unlimited
barrier to protect
because he
himself.
doesn't have the unlimited energy, he doesn't have the ability to sustain it. So that's why he can still be damaged.
It says Cell decreases like a normal fighter by suffering damage, right? So it's saying the suffering damage is the what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the catalyst to him losing energy. But we know that he can regenerate. So when he regenerates, he just gets that energy back. It's nothing. And we know that he regenerates. Well, his regeneration's insane.
No, but
he just
the
has to
issue
have
is
one fucking molecule of a cell, and then he regenerates.
Honestly, I don't know why I have to use barrier. So when it's saying unlike androids with unlimited energy, so it's saying unlike means that they're not the same.
Right. So they're not the same because he does have like, I'll agree that he has that flaw where it's like once he suffers damage, then he'll lose energy. But once he regenerates, he gets it back. So it's like it doesn't like the long term effect is nothing.
He gets it back
because he can just keep regenerating. It
if he
literally
keeps
is only
regenerating, his energy levels
the statement literally says the statement literally says that Cell decreases like a normal fighter by suffering damage. That's what both of these things are saying. And then the other one, it literally says that he lost energy whenever he had a by taking a large amount of energy from damage. So but we know that he recovers almost fucking instantaneously. So it's no big deal.
You said recover instantaneously. So I'm not too sure about that, but we can go into that later on. So the issue is that when you're saying that, well, his statement is only
Mhm.
referring to like normal fighters. So not like normal fighters. So the androids themselves are just
Mhm.
stated to never be fatigued, no matter how much damage they take. So they would just indicate that he doesn't have the infinite energy like they do. Doesn't matter in what context, even if they get damaged or not. Now, even if Cell gets damaged or not,
The
it's
context
saying that
100%
well,
matters
unlike
because
the
it's saying that
android,
only triggers whenever he suffers damage. He only
why did
loses the energy when he suffers damage, but he
yeah
has the
yeah
ability to regen.
that's cool.
So it's
That's
like
energy. That's
it's
energy in
negated.
general. That's
It's
energy in
negated.
general. But the androids don't suffer
But
that
then
problem.
we
The androids
go
don't suffer
back
that problem. The androids don't
here.
suffer that problem.
Then we go
Android
back.
17 and 18 don't suffer that problem.
He only loses energy whenever he gets damaged because he
Yeah, like a
uses that
normal fighter.
energy
But it
to
doesn't imply that
regenerate.
without being
And then
damaged,
once he regenerates,
that
he's
doesn't imply
chilling.
anything.
So now what you need to do is show me something that what's his nuts can do to Cell significant enough
I don't need them.
that would
I don't
knock
need
him out
like
of the game.
no. Because the issue is that you're not presenting me evidence that it's only applying outside of that. No, not outside of it. So
It's what the statement
I don't
says.
know what
It's
you
like
guys
what
are
do
gonna
I need?
do.
What do I need to what do I need to present? Your statement literally says by suffering damage.
I don't know why I'm being too fast with the phone. So the issue with this is just that it's saying
His
that
energy
unlike
cells
androids with
by
unlimited
suffering
energy.
damage.
I don't know why I have to keep repeating myself. So the issue is that the androids don't suffer this issue because they can fight and take damage and have unlimited energy. So what it's saying
Right,
is
but
that
we're not
Cell
talking
doesn't
about the androids.
he
We're
doesn't
talking about
have their
Cell.
characteristics. Cell does not have their
We're
characteristics.
talking
So there's
about
nothing
Cell.
implying that he has the unlimited energy like they do. There's nothing implying that because your evidence is that well they possess infinite energy, so therefore he should also possess it because he absorbs them. But then the guide also states that well if he gets damaged, he gets his energy levels lower and lower, whereas the androids themselves don't possess that characteristic. If they get
Right.
damaged, they still keep the same level of energy. So therefore, they wouldn't be the same level. It seems like in terms of stamina.
It literally says whenever he suffers damage, he loses
Yeah,
energy,
that's fine. That's fine.
but
That's
he
what I was
can
saying.
fucking
That's fine.
regenerate,
That's fine.
and then
That's
he's
fine.
back
But there's
to
nothing
normal. He's back to
implying. But there's
100%.
nothing implying. But the issue is there's nothing implying he goes back to that unlimited energy when he's regenerating. That's what I'm asking you to prove. So you're saying that he only loses energy when he's sustaining damage, but once he regenerates, he gets
Hmm.
it back. There's nothing
That's literally
implying.
what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because I'm saying that these
It
androids
literally,
don't have the
bro.
same
Look, it's in your
characteristics. No,
fucking statement. It's in your It's in your
it's
statement.
not in my
Unlike
statement.
androids with unlike
Mhm.
androids with unlimited energy,
Yes.
cells decreases like that of a normal fighter by suffering damage. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to take damage to lose his energy, but then he fucking
Yes, like a
regenerates. So
normal
then he's
key-based
fine.
fighter, like a normal key-based fighter. But that doesn't mean
So
that
then
he
whenever
always
he
has
goes back
infinite
to a
energy outside of it. It's just saying,
non-damage fucking
no, what
state,
it's
he's not losing
saying.
shit. He's
So
fine.
you know, what it's saying is that in a fight, Cell has to worry about losing key. He can stop Vices. So the context is saying that in a fight, since he's able to like sustain damage and injury, he can get his power levels lower and lower like a regular key-based fighter, whereas the androids themselves don't have it.
Wait,
So what I'm
where does
telling
it
you is
say
that you
his
can't
power
put the
levels
link
get
between
lower
them.
and lower? Where does it say that his
It
power
says
levels
it
get
right
lower and
there.
lower? All it says is that he loses
His
he
cells
loses energy when
decreases
he
like that
takes
of a normal
damage,
fighter.
and then he literally
His power
regenerates
decreases like that of a normal fighter's by
when
suffering
when
damage.
he
That's
suffers
something that every
damage,
fighter.
and then he
Mhm.
regenerates though.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
I'm
important
telling you, you
part.
can't
That's what you're
present the
missing.
evidence.
He fucking
No.
regenerates.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with
The
that. I'm
evidence
cool with
is
that.
the
But what I'm
evidence is in your
asking you is that
statement
you
that he
can't
only
prove
loses
that he
energy
has
whenever
that
he gets
normally.
damaged. So then
I'm
he
telling you, you can't
regenerates. He's
prove that
fine.
he has that normally. I'm telling you, can't prove that he has that normally because your line of reasoning is that
The
well,
proof
since he
is in your
absorbed the
the proof
android.
is in your
No,
fucking
no.
statement.
Wait. Let me explain. So your line of reasoning was since he absorbed these goddamn androids and they have possessed infinite energy, that means therefore he also possesses it. But when it's stated that well, if he takes damage, then he doesn't have quote unquote infinite energy like
Right.
they do.
So look,
So
I'm
when I'm
off
asking you,
that.
can you present? Yeah, wait.
You proved that his energy reserves don't work in the same way as the other androids. That's fine. What I'm telling you here though is that he only loses it when he takes damage, but then he regenerates, so
I'm
he's
asking
square.
you to prove he has it to begin with. Because you keep saying that, well, He only loses the infinite energy when he takes damage. I'm asking you that he doesn't possess it at all because it seems to imply that he doesn't have infinite energy to begin with. Because
No,
he
what it's
loses
saying
it
is that he's saying that he
you
loses
showed to me
energy.
that he
It was
has it
saying that
normally.
he loses your fucking evidence right here. It says that he loses energy
This
when
doesn't
he
go
takes
against what I'm
damage.
saying. I'm asking you to prove he has infinite energy when he's not taking damage.
Your statement does by saying that
No,
he
this
has
does
to
not
fucking
imply
take
that he
damage to
has
lose it.
infinite energy normally. It says
Your
unlike
statement
androids
says
with
that he has to
unlimited
take
energy.
damage to fucking lose energy, and then he regenerates.
This
So
does
he's
not
square.
imply that he has infinite energy without taking damage. It's saying that unlike androids with unlimited energy.
It literally says that he has to take damage to
Yeah,
lose
we're
the
going in
energy.
circles because you're not presenting me any evidence. We can move on. I think I already won this point. So go ahead, continue. I don't know why I keep bantering with you.
You haven't won jack shit.
Okay, go ahead,
You haven't
nigga.
won jack shit.
What's
You
next,
haven't
nigga?
even. You literally haven't. No, no, no,
What's
no, no,
next,
no,
nigga?
no, 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 no.
I don't know why I keep
We're
going
not
around.
done.
I have way too much fucking patience with you, bro. Go ahead.
We're not
Bro, I was
about to start
spurging on this
packing.
nigga, bro. I already
If you
about to get
start spurging, that's fucking ridiculous, bro.
Go ahead. What's next?
You haven't shown that Dabura has any abilities that can even
We
get
already
Cell to
talked
that
about
point.
that. We moved on. We already talked about that. We moved on. I refuse to go
We
back.
didn't fucking move on.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. The judge can tell you. We've already had this talk.
All right, so you want to do closing statements?
I don't have a conclusion. You can go ahead. I don't need one.
Are you being dead ass?
I don't need one. I don't need a. You don't have to give a conclusion.
All right. So my conclusion is essentially, like I said in the beginning, they start out the fight relative in power, and he's bringing up this magical shit as like that gives him an over, but he has not shown anything that he can do with his magical abilities that would actually damage Cell enough to where it would make any type of a difference. He hasn't shown anything that could get over Cell's insane regenerative capabilities, and that's why long term, because of his Saiyan cells, because of his crazy fucking regenerative capabilities, he would win in a fight of attrition with Dabura.
Okay, that's it.
And that's it.
Okay, GG's. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.